And a new poll finds that 1/3 of Democratic-leaning voters now identify as Democratic Socialists. And we've seen, quite frankly, Democratic Socialists win in primaries throughout this election cycle so far. But are you confident that Democratic Socialists can win in general elections in purple states?
Well, I am.
You sure are. The Democrat Party, it is going all in on socialism. However, a new Washington Post Ipsos poll showing that most Americans know that it's a failed economic system. Only 39% would consider voting for a socialist Democrat for president. But when it comes to Democrats, that number skyrockets. 75% would consider voting a socialist Democrat for president. Look at that. Now joining us now, Patrick Alaco, founder of the Zeus Political Index. Also with us, Dustin Olson, pollster for American Pulse Research. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So Patrick, let me start off with you. Plain and simple, will the Democrat Party run a socialist on the ticket in 2028? Are they that clueless?
Lidia, Dustin, plain and simple answer, yes. The Democratic establishment has lost control of their party to the extreme far left. As you saw, 1/3 of Democrats and Democratic-leaning voters are identifying as Democratic Socialists, but that includes 40% who are under the age of 45. Traditional coalitions like Democratic Jews have been marginalized. Carville, Fetterman, Gottheimer are all openly warning that the DSA has gone too far. So what candidates are you talking about in 2028? Sanders would be 87. Warren would be 79. That leaves AOC. We've tracked her trajectory for more than a year, and she has two obvious paths. Run for president, where she's already been endorsed by Hassan Piker as the only candidate he could support, or she could challenge Chuck Schumer, and we believe she would be a formidable primary challenger in either case.
I mean, Dustin, could you imagine AOC with her VP running mate, Hassan Piker, who said that we deserved 9/11? And Hassan Piker is now campaigning with El-Sayed. He was also at AOC's and Mamdani's celebration party when they won here in New York. I mean, this guy, and Carville came out and he said that if Hassan Piker stays in the Democrat Party, that he's out. Dustin, what does that tell you when even Carville is pushing back at the Democratic Socialists?
Well, Hassan Piker is already all over the Democratic Party, so I think he's a little bit late to that party. This is the challenge that Democrats have, but it's also possibly that maybe we're just finding out more where Democrats actually have been. And I go to the Michigan race to really point this out. So Stevens, who's trailing by at least 10 points in the average of polls, and El-Sayed looks like he will pull off a victory tomorrow. She has said that she is wholeheartedly going to campaign for whoever the nominee is, and that includes someone who campaigned with Hassan Piker, who has been adjacent to anti-Semitic ideas and to socialist ideas. So, that is who they say is their centrist in the race, says that she will campaign for the person who stands for those ideas.
And Hassan, like a lot of these socialists, he's a Nepo baby. He comes from money. They're rich. I mean, it's incredible. Now, Patrick, former Democrat Senator Joe Manchin, who is now an independent, was asked about the socialist takeover of his former party. Take a listen to what he said here.
Heather, could you ever support a self-described socialist candidate?
No.
No way. My God, no.
And even if they have some good ideas?
I support the good ideas, but how could you support some of the crazy stuff they're for? Have you seen their platform? They're for dismantling everything that we know, whether it be the structure of government, Congress itself, or the Senate they want to get rid of. And then they start talking about all the crazy things. No police, no this, no this, no that. Are you crazy?
Yeah, they want to abolish prisons. Patrick, Joe Manchin, anybody who, I mean, what world are we in now that Chuck Schumer is now a moderate? And he's probably going to lose his seat. They're going to come for him, right? They're coming from him next. Are Democrats making a mistake by capitulating to these Democratic Socialists? Do they think that'll somehow insulate them from being, forced off out of their party? Do they not realize that they will eventually eat their own? They're going to shove them out?
Sure. I mean, if you watch the candidates now, Debbie Dingell was on earlier on the network, on another network, talking about talking about it, and you see them fumbling badly. They're tripping over their own words because they know on one hand they need to get that leftist vote in order to support their own candidacy, but they're not going to get it. And as you said, they will definitely turn around and eat them. So absolutely, you are. This is the new reality that we're living in the Democratic Party.
It certainly is. Dustin, your thoughts on AOC's chance at possibly becoming the next candidate for president?
Well, I would say that from a popular perspective, public opinion perspective within the Democratic primary electorate, it is possible. But the Democrats' process, they are going to be having, right now they're talking about, and I think they actually made it official, that South Carolina is going to be the first nominating state. There's a reason why they're doing that. The Jim Clyburn machine there can pretty much control who's going to get that vote. So they are trying to re-engineer their nominating process to prevent this from happening. So, that has proven to be pretty effective in the past, all the Sanders in 2016.
All right, Patrick and Dustin, we're going to leave it right there. Thank you both.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.